Laura, I'm sure you were watching yesterday afternoon.
I was.
The pictures of the CVS. It was on fire. Eventually, the fire department got there, and then some guy with a mask takes a knife or a screwdriver and punctures the hose.
I watched this unfold last night, and I spent a lot of time in Baltimore. My family spends a lot of time in Baltimore for a variety of reasons, and it was heartbreaking, infuriating, and illuminating. Now, when you saw the young black male with the masks and the stabbing the hose, I thought to myself, okay, where's his mom? Where's his dad? Where's his male role model? Where's his faith? And what happened to character formation? That's all missing. Right. We have to talk about what's really going on here. I mean, we had this horrific situation with Freddie Gray. We need answers on that. Yep. He had a very troubled past, but he died of a very bizarre injury. We need to know the answers to that. And I understand people's frustration on that. I absolutely do. But what happened last night should be divorced from what happened to Freddie Gray, because this does nothing to help him or his family. Senior citizens now have no place to go because of what was done by criminals and thugs and adults who should know better. Right. I'm so sick of hearing, guys, these were children. The other network last night was saying, these are children. Children? These are young men, almost no women, by the way, young men who are completely out of control.
Sure.
And we need truth tellers.
And Laura,
we need truth telling here.
What about the leadership or lack thereof here? When you hear the mayor saying we're going to give space for
yeah, that was lovely.
To actually get out the venting here.
To destroy.
And to destroy. Literally, space to destroy. Your thoughts on that?
Well, she tried to back away from those comments. I played them on my radio show yesterday. I was shocked the first time I heard them, and I was shocked, frankly, last night when it went 4 or 5 hours where we heard nothing from the Baltimore mayor. I guess she was in contact with President Obama throughout the evening by telephone. Larry Hogan, the governor, comes out last night, finally, state of emergency. My question is, when they basically locked down Camden Yards on Saturday night, telling the people in the stadium, don't leave, they're worried about some type of racial conflagration outside of the stadium. Why wasn't that a big light bulb going off that you needed to institute an immediate curfew, and if that curfew was violated, bring the National Guard in immediately, not 3 days later or 2 days later. That was some bad decision-making on the part of the politicians, both Democrats and I think the governor. I don't think they handled this well at all.
You know what's amazing? Through all these riots, when we hear, we're focusing on how the cops interact with the community. Right. I think we're missing the point. We're asking the cops to be the parents. I mean, why are the cops raising their kids? They have no foundation, and now we're saying, well, the cops are overreacting. They're underreacting. They should do this. A perfect example is the scenario that Steve just spoke of with knifing the hose. First, they're yelling that nobody's here putting out the fire at the CVS.
Yeah,
so they hook it up, and they hook up the fire hydrant, the water's going, and 2 guys walk up and put 2 holes in the hose. What do you want them to do?
Well, I think the police and the fire department, they're in a bad situation here, right? They have to take orders from the higher ups here. and they're criticized if they're too aggressive. Yep. They're criticized if they don't show up. And what we saw last night is what can happen across this country. There's a very thin line between order and total anarchy when common sense goes out the window. Let me just tell you, I had an interesting conversation this morning with a 35-year-old man from Mauritania. He was a legal immigrant into the United States. He happens to be, he drove me to the studio today. Unbelievable man, unbelievable work ethic. You know what he said? He said, guess what? I grew up, I had no shoes for 5 years. No shoes. I was a young boy. I had 1 bowl of rice and a little meat every day. It's had 1 meal. You want to talk about injustice? We didn't do what's going on in the United States. He didn't even understand. He said, we're the fathers, we're the grandfathers, we're the male role models. He said, and I said, Adam, you sound like a conservative. He's like, I'm not political. This is common sense. This is pragmatism. This is what families do. This is not about the police and the young people. This is about a breakdown in total order, discipline, chaos ensues. Well, we got to tell truth-telling. I don't care what your skin color is. This is a breakdown in the American family, faith, discipline, morals, character.
Well,
that's what's going on.
One of the leaders of the black community, Reverend Al Sharpton, love him or hate him, he's going to Baltimore.
Sure is.
Yeah, that helped a lot in the Michael Brown situation. I went back as I was waiting to go on, look at some of his comments. And Michael Brown, he said Darren Wilson essentially said was lying. He said Michael Brown didn't use any force against the police. And he said, we've had enough. That's what he said, whipping up people into a frenzy in Ferguson. Well, what do we find out? We found out that the officer was within his right to defend himself and use deadly force. We found out that hands up, don't shoot was a total lie. Now that's being repeated because people like Al Sharpton went into that situation and prejudged it. He's a host on another network. He's an agitator. He's someone who comes into a community and most of the time makes it worse. I don't know why Baltimore thinks that Al Sharpton is going to bring sanity to the situation.
Well, usually people
that is
don't.
The worst news I've heard all day.
But the mayor said yesterday, Al Sharpton's invited. Well, he's taking that invitation.
If he wants to come.
Yeah,
he wants to come.
And let's not forget, guys, President Obama's one of his top informal advisors on race relations. That's all you need to know.
That's right. Before you go, Laura, what does the president need to say today, and will he?
Well, I hope the president came out last night. We had one of our premier cities in flames. I don't know where the president was. Should have come out last night. You know what he should say? Go home. Be with your families. Let this investigation proceed. Any wrongdoing or criminality on the part of the police will be punished. We will make sure that that happens. Go home. Be a son, be a father, be a human being with character and morals. That will improve your life. You'll do better. I became president of the United States. I studied, I did my job, and that's just common sense from the president. He could actually do a lot here.
He could, but his words through his attorney general to the governor was, tell the police officers to show restraint. They showed restraint, and now the city's in flames.
There we have it. That's our city of Baltimore. Good luck with that.
A little more restraint. Soon there will be nothing left. All right. Laura, thank you very much.